dear children. In the previous sessions of mathematics, we were discussing on the lesson cubes and cube roots. There, I introduced you the cube numbers and how to find the cube of a number by prime factorization method, and also you all learned how to find what is the number for a given number, what is the number that has to be multiplied or to be divided in order to make it a perfect cube. And also I said you, or I introduced you to the Ramanujan-Hardy numbers. Those are fancy numbers, cube numbers which can be expressed as the sum of two cubes. Such numbers are called Ramanujan-Hardy numbers, children, and I said you the story as well. So in today's session, we shall be learning about the cube roots. After learning about the cubes, in today's session, we will learn about cube roots. What are cube roots and how to represent it, as well as how to find the cube roots we shall be learning, children. So, these are the perfect cubes. We already discussed in the last class. Numbers 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, like that the list goes on, but I have stopped at this point. Okay, so these numbers are called perfect cubes. Why are they called perfect cubes? It is because we obtain these numbers by multiplying the same number thrice or the same number 3 times. Hence, these numbers are called the perfect cubes or the cube numbers. 1 is a perfect cube of 1 itself, like 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. 8 is a perfect cube of 2. 2 into 2 is 8, children. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Similarly, 27 is cube of number 3. 3 multiplied 3 times will give us 27. Similarly, 64 is cube root of 4, whereas 125 is cube of 5. 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5s are 25, 25 into 5 is 125. So, these are the cube numbers which we have already learnt. As I said you, in today's session, we shall be learning how to find the cube root of a given number. Now, if the given numbers are like this, cube numbers are there, children. Now, I said you orally that 1 is cube of 1, 8 is a cube number of 2, 27 is a cube number of 3, like that I said. But how do you represent now? These are the cube roots. These are the cube roots, children. So, for these perfect cube numbers, what are the cube roots? We shall find and write in this column. Before that, you already know how to represent the square root. It is like this, isn't it? You represent the square root for any given number like this. Cube root, how do you represent? Means square root means, children, only this symbol you will write and no number will be mentioned here. So it is understood it is square root. Other than square root, if any roots you are writing, so for your level you are studying only up to cube roots. But when you study higher mathematics or in higher classes when you study, children, you will be learning about the 4th root, 5th root, 6th root, 7th root, like that for different numbers in higher classes. So how to represent them? So that representation starts from the cube root itself. Why? For square root, this is the representation we write, okay? For cube root means, children, outside this box, this part what is there, here you will mention the number 3. This is how you represent the cube root of a number. Please remember it. Here you should write cube. See, look, children, don't write 3 and then square root. It is wrong. It is wrong. So, this doesn't become cube root, but it becomes 3 into square root of whatever number you write. Suppose you write 2 here. This is not cube root of 2. Instead, 3 root 2 or 3 square root 2 it is. Okay, na? So, you should write in between this V shape. In between V shape only you should mention 3. Then that is read as cube root. Okay, so you always do mistake like this, writing 3 outside or 3 inside. This is square root 3. This is 3 square root 2. But this is cube root 3. Okay, so please keep it in mind. Now, for these numbers, we are going to find its cube root. Like, children, 1 means it is cube root of 1 is what? It is 1. Okay, now I'll write that here. I will draw a line so that you won't get confused. Now we have number 8. What is cube root of 8? It is equal to 2. Or you can write this side only. If it is confusing, don't go to right here. Here only you can write. Cube root of 8 is 2. It means, children, when you write 2, 3 or you multiply 2 3 times, you get this cube root, that is 8. Cube root of 8 is 2. Similarly, 27 andre cube root of 27 is 3. Next you have 64. Cube root of 64 is 4. Last is cube root of 125 is equal to 5. Like this you will find the cube roots of the perfect cubes, children. So when you take the cube root, what will happen is, look now, say cube root of 27 is equal to 3. Now we know that 27 is a perfect cube of 3, isn't it, children? So cube root of, instead of 27, what I can write is, I can write 3 cube. I can replace this number 27 by 3 cube. When I do so, what is cube root of 3 cube? Andre, this cube and the cube root will get cancelled. And what are you left with? 3. Hence we say that cube root of 27 is 3. That is how you will find out. Okay now, children, so we say cube root of 27 is 3. I will show you for one more number. Say cube root of 64. So 64 is quite a big number. So now you know it is perfect cube of 4. But you don't know means what you have to do is, we have the prime factorization method, no, which we solved in last class. Go for that. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2 6s are 2 8s are 2 4s are 2 2s are 2 1s are 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 times we got 2. So 64 is nothing but 2 multiplied 6 times. When we multiply 6 times, we can group them as multiples, group of 3, that is 2 into 2 into 2. Yesterday we did no such last class that type of problems, children. 2 into 2 into 2 is 2 cube into 2 into 2 into 2 is again 2. We are finding what is on our LHS. It is cube root of 64 is equal to 2 cube into 2 cube we have. When you take the square root here for the number 64, we previously had 64 on our LHS. When I take cube root of 64, andre LHS, when I am applying cube root, children, to RHS also I should apply the cube root. So on RHS also 2 cube and 2 cube will get the cube root. When I take cube root on LHS, RHS ko adhe madbek. You know, whatever you multiply or divide onto for the LHS, the same thing has to be done for the RHS also. So if you take the square root or cube root to the LHS, you should take square root or cube root to RHS as well. Here I have chosen cube root of 64. When I give cube root for the LHS number 64, cube root should be put even for the RHS terms as well, children. Now what we have this number 64 now. For this number 64, children, I will show you here that I will one more step I will write here once more. Cube root of 64 is, now we got it is product of 2 cube into 2 cube, which is inside the cube root again. Look, observe where I am writing 3 for cube root. I didn't write it outside the cube root. A V shape valagadena barbeku 3. Okay na? Now children, when I have cube root of 64 on LHS, now this 2 cube and this 2 cube, both the 2 cubes have cube root. So if I can split them, why I am doing this is to make you understand what it is anta. This step we will be not doing in the problems what we solve, but logically, even in the previous session which we solved exercise, it was 1.1 I think. Yes, in exercise 1.1, we directly used to write 2 cube like this. If both the numbers have same to the power cube, then we used to say the given number is a perfect cube. How anta? While in squares and square root chapter also I taught you the logic, what will be done there with respect to square roots I thought. Here it is with respect to cube roots, children. So, cube root of 2 cube and cube root of 2 cube will be there. When this is the case, children, only square and square root will get cancelled. Andre illi 3, that is cube, and cube root will get cancelled. Cube and cube root will get cancelled. LHS cube root 64 I will write as it is. 2 cube alli power 3 hoitu, cube root hoitu andre I am left with only 2 into illu cube and cube root cancel aitu andre I am left with only 2. So what is cube root of 64 andre? 2 2s are 4 bantu. So 64, cube root of 64 is 4. Like that you will find out. I will show you for one more number. Before that, children, here we will find out. Now, what is cube root of 216? It is 6. 6 cube is 216. So, cube root of 216 is 6. Cube root of 343 is similarly 7. You can cross check. If you multiply 7 3 times, you get 343, children. Similarly, cube root of 512. Cube root of 512 is 18. Cube root of 512, is 8. 8 8s are 64. 64 into 8 when you do, you get 512. Before doing for 9, I will show it off for you for 1000. Cube root of 1000 is clearly 10. Now we already know that cube root of 729 is 9. But children, how to find out? How do we get anta? This method I showed only one problem now. So one more problem I will be explaining. Now I have the number 729. I don't know the cube. What is the cube root of 729? I go with prime factorization method in order to find it out, or LCM method, what you say. Since 9 is there in the units place, I start the prime factorization by the number 3. 3 2s are 6, 1 remaining, 3 4s are 12, 3 3s are 9. Again I get 3, so I'll start with 3. 3 8s are 24, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 7s are 21, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 times we got 3. So now I can write 729 as 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times when you multiply 3, we get 729 anta we came to know. Next step what we will do is group these first 3 3s, second 3 3s. Andre 3 numbers the grouping we do here. Why? Because we are finding the cube. So we have to group 3 terms. But in squares and square root chapters, we were grouping only 2 terms. Why? We were finding out square root there. In the cube root, adike group 3 terms. That is what we did in last exercise as well. Now 728 is this 3 into 3 into 3 can be written as 3 cube into this second group of 3 3s can be written as 3 cube. Now 729 is 3 cube into 3 cube anta we came to know. Next step, I want to find out what is cube root of 729. So for LHS 729, I gave cube root andre. For RHS also, I should give the cube root, children. So it becomes cube root of 3 cube into cube root of 3 cube as we did here. Now this cube root, I can split it separately for the numbers. So cube root of 729 is equal to cube root of 3 cube into cube root of 3 cube. Next step what will happen? This cube and cube root will get cancelled. Cube and cube root will get cancelled. So cube root of 729 is cube root to cube hoitundra we are left with only 3. Here also cube and cube root get cancelled. We are left with only 3 andre. Square root of 729 is product of 3 into 3, which is nothing but 9. 3 3s are 9. Hence, I can write cube root of 729 is 9. So this is the actual method or fact behind writing the cube roots of any given number directly, children. But this calculation what I just now showed it to you will not be done. Okay, you have to do it nowhere in order to prove. But blindly you should not agree cube root of 8 is 2. How? If someone asks you, is 8 a cube number? Yes. Yes, you will say, yes, 8 is a cube number. It is cube root 8. What is cube root of 8 then? It is 2. You get 2 by multiplying 2 3 times, you will tell. How prove? 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. This is nursery kids also will tell. Show me how actually you prove it if someone asks. You should not blindly say, man taught me 2 is cube root of 8 is 2, so 2. No, children, you should know it theoretically how it is. Anta. So, how anta? I have shown you for 3 numbers. 3 or 2 or 2 numbers I showed you. Rest of the other problems also you can try by prime factorization method. You will get like this, children. LHS, RHS ke what ke cube root kodra, cube root will get cancelled on RHS. So whatever the product you take is the number. So this is about the fact of cube roots and how to find the cube root of a number, as well as the new representation you have learned today, how to represent the cube root symbol also. So next, children, after and with this background of cube roots, next we will learn how to find the square root of cube root of a given number by 2 methods. First method is prime factorization method, which you all are very much used to already, because we have solved the same in squares and square root chapter as well, even in the first exercise of this lesson. So prime factorization method you already know. Second method is estimating method, they say. So without actually doing this prime factorization method, you have to find out the cube root of a number. How? We shall learn now.